Hello, a day with Caleb, and welcome back. Today's episode in this series, Unknown Gems, we'll be looking at the underrated classic, the 1986 The Adventures of Milo and Otis, 2 years before I was even thought of. And somehow we still watch this masterpiece, so let's dive right into it. The Adventures of Milo and Otis, the 1986 comedy drama, is about two animals, Milo, who is an orange cat, and Otis, a pug dog. They are both on a farm. Milo, often curious, found Otis on the farm and befriends him. In the original Japanese version, Otis is called Pusky, which is an interesting name, Pusky. They play hide and seek. Milo hides in a box that floats down the river accidentally. Otis runs after Milo, who goes on an adventure just like Milo. Otis escapes one obstacle after another. Milo encounters a bear, escapes a raven, a deadwood swamp, steals a dead muskrat from a fox, follows a railroad to a home of a deer, and the deer shelters him, sleeps in a nest with an owl, stays with a pig and piglets for a while, catches a fish, which then gets robbed by a raccoon who steals that fish, is mauled by seagulls, invades a second bear, then a snake before falling into a pit. And for then the adventures of Otis. So that was Milo going on his little quest or journey, if you will, hero's journey. This is Otis. For his part, Otis follows Milo throughout the journey, usually an hour behind and less than a mile out of range. Finally, the two catch up while Milo is in the hole or pit. Otis pulls him out with rope that he found. They reunite and they find more friends. Joyce, a white cat stray for Milo, and Sandra, a French pug for Otis. The two briefly part ways to raise offspring on their own, but find their way together through the forest to their farm as the credits roll. The American version is was narrated and voiced by Dudley Moore, who voices all the characters we see throughout the film, which includes Milo Otis, Milo's mother, Gloria the frog, Gloria's chick, the bear, the sea turtle, the fox, the deer, the owl, the pig, the raccoon, the seagulls, the snake, Joyce, and Sandro. Now, the original version, which is Japanese, director Mazunori Hata and associate director Kao Ichikawa edited the film together, and this is going to blow your mind, from 74 hours of footage shot over a period of 4 years. Can you imagine taking 74 hours of footage over a period of 4 years and editing it down to one cohesive film? That in and of itself is a phenomenal feat, and those two should be very proud of that accomplishment. The Japanese soundtrack, The Adventures of Chatrin original soundtrack, was composed by Ryuichi Sakamoto. In 1986, the tie-in with the original Japanese version, a video game was released for the Famicom Disk System, which, if you know Famicom, that's a Japanese exclusive. So that's a neat thing. Obviously don't have a Famicom, so can't play it, but that is neat to think about. That was The Adventures of Milo and Otis, another childhood favorite back in the day. It's cool to research and find out the history behind these films. 74 hours of footage, that's incredible, and that it started as a Japanese project, and then the U.S. got it later narrated by, of course, an Englishman. Well, I assume he is English. Dudley Moore, yeah, I think an English actor. But have you seen The Adventures of Milo and Otis? Do you remember watching it as a kid? I believe our first time watching it was on TV, I believe. And then later we bought on VHS, and then sometime after that, I do believe we bought on DVD. I believe I still have both both VHS and DVD copies in my collection, but such a fun one. It's kind of like a National Geographic like documentary, but the reason those maybe don't do as well is there's not a cohesive story throughout. Some of them have that, sure, but the difference with Milo and Otis is it's a complete story, almost akin to The Incredible Journey, but narration versus maybe an actor voicing each character. So that was cool. Still blows my mind that 4 years, think about that, they painstakingly follow this cat and dog around. I need to watch the film, because you think after 4 years maybe they would grow up a little bit, but maybe not. Hope you enjoyed this video of the adventures of Milo and Otis, released in 1986. So, let's see, 30 plus, almost 40 years coming up. That's crazy to think about. Like, subscribe, share with a movie lover. Until next time, watch The Adventures of Milo and Otis and keep collecting.